Hey guys, it's me, Jack24 here, and today I'm going to be reacting to the Queen version of Theodore Roosevelt versus Winston Churchill by Epic Rap Battles of History. Since I do know that there is a tiny bit of cursing in Epic Rap Battles of History, and I just want to play it safe for my channel. Anyways, let's begin. I'm not gonna lie, that's a very good accurate representation of Winston Churchill. And they nailed his jacket, his clothing correctly, even the bow tie and cigar and hat. Wow, did they actually bring back the real Teddy back from the dead to do this? But no, I know that's Epic Void. So pretty much the costumes I would rate that is good. The mustache looks good. It's good. His glasses look good. Good. He's not lying. He did love Theodore Roosevelt loved to be competitive. Also, I'm not going to be calling Theodore Teddy because apparently the real life version of Theodore Roosevelt actually did hate the nickname Teddy, so I'm just being honorable for one of my presidents. Oh, also, all the copyright does not belong to me, and all of it does belong to Epic Rap Battles of History. Just wanted to make that clear. Yeah, the stuffed head of Winston. Yeah, so in case you don't know, Theodore Roosevelt was also a big-time hunter, and after his presidency, he killed about 15,000, no, about 1,500 animals and donated most of their bodies to the Smithsonian Museum. He's talking about the Panama Canal. So that joke where his mouth is moved through editing, that's more of a joke for people who've been around with Epic Rap Battles of History, since every time they would have a news announcement, they would have a edited cutout of Theodore Roosevelt saying what's up to the word plus ES, and that's usually on how they would start, and then he would just explain what the new changes are, and it's very good for nostalgic fans. I'm an American stock, and you're the British Alma. I mean, for Christ's sake, look at that mug. At least grow a spruce mustache and cover part of it up. And let's face it, you're not all that great. You tossed away lives in Gallipoli like there was crops off your plate. Oh yeah, I forgot that Winston Churchill was actually part of the Gallipoli movement during World War One, where he where I'm not sure in his position during World War One, but I do know that Gallipoli was one major failed attempt by the British to take over a certain port of the Ottoman Empire in Gallipoli, and it failed miserably for the British. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go back here. So the UK. So all what they show here is the size of Great Britain, which is of Wales, Scotland, and England. And I'm pretty sure that they should have had Northern Ireland, but I could be wrong about the timing of Northern Ireland. And I actually didn't know that Alabama is about the size, that Great Britain's about the size of Alabama. He's not lying. He built a lot of lines. Him alone combined was able to Theodore Roosevelt alone did way more stuff than all previous 25 presidents before him have. Alright, I'm sorry, that is the best joke that I've heard all day, and I spent today all day mainly at a bad improv, and I tried, like I was saying social distance, but I was social distancing, listening to bad jokes. I was trying to see which one would get me that, but that joke right there does get me since I remember that you used to hear the quotes that Theodore Roosevelt would say, which was speak softly and always carries a big stick. And we definitely know what his big stick is. In case you don't know, then just literally search up, search up what that means. But in case you don't get it, like I don't blame you. Like just don't look it up as it is. Just now, I should probably not explain the joke. Stick a circle! Pass me a cigar and a large glass of brandy. I'm about to take you out prematurely, like your family. Oh yeah, that is rough, Winston. And the Rhine minister, fresh in a hat and dinner jacket. You look like a mix of Epic Lloyd and a Pringles packet. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of true. I was saving the planet from an axis of darkness while you were back home opening national parks. Yeah, no, during that time, no, Theodore Roosevelt wasn't even around during World War II, and plus he wasn't even opening national parks during World War One. World War One, so yeah, and he wasn't even in president. He wasn't even in office during either world wars, and so this does not seem that nice. Born asthmatic, you're going to choke hard while I wake up every day and chain smoke cigars. He's not lying. Lying. Winston Churchill did chain smoke cigars each and every day on his life. It's like, dude, it's like before breakfast, he would have already gone through either 2 or 3 cigars. Cigars. Fight you on the beaches, I'll fight you on the beaches. Anywhere you want to fight, I'll fight you and I'll beat you. See, I might be battling you even though I'm toasted, but tomorrow I'll be sober and you'll still be roasted. So, pretty much this line is a reference to Winston Churchill's habits of being half drunk on the job and half not drunk on the job during World War II, which in turn he didn't really act that much differently. Even when he is sober, he didn't act differently than he did when he was drunk. So it's just a jab on that. My parents died when they were young and it was morbid, but at least they didn't ditch me when they were alive like yours did. Oh yeah, I remember reading about that. And yeah, that's gotta hurt. Gotta hurt, Winston. World War II soon. Well, Teddy's dropping bombs, so you best go. Hadn't you too? The tube reference is mainly through the bombing raids from the Germans during World War II. You should be ashamed of your military honor. Everyone knows you're back at home like thank God for Pearl Harbor. Oh my goodness. He is speaking some facts. Like, I'm not lying. That is actually true. As we all know that is sort of true, but in general, Winston Churchill did try his best, but unfortunately, he sort of did. Like, I mean, he did better in the Italian campaigns in Africa, and he was doing relatively well. Well, he was able to push Italy out of Africa. It's sort of a bit out of Africa, but not by a lot. And yeah, he did a lot of few things like before even Pearl Harbor happened, but yeah, but that is literally on how. That's literally the truth when he's saying that everyone knows that you're back at home. Like, thank God for Pearl Harbor. Yeah, that's sort of true. As the United Kingdom was starting to run out of spies, and ties with America was getting broken, it wasn't until the Japanese invasion of all of the southern colonies in Asia, and a sudden attack, and the Japanese sudden brutal attack, taking Burma and fighting the British regime in India. And that was all during the same day as Pearl Harbor. near the same day of Pearl Harbor, or like literally a few days afterwards. But so pretty much with both the U.S. and the United Kingdom finding a way on how to work together made a lot more victories than we did.
The U.S. will give you a pass. Just change your posture to keep calm and kiss my cousins.
Oh yeah, that's right. I always do forget that Theodore Roosevelt's cousin is sixth cousin. They're direct cousins in a family tree. They're direct cousins on like the same tree branch rainbow thing, but they're just separated by a lot. But they actually met each other and know each other. Now even Theodore even allowed Franklin to marry his niece in the White House, which was Eleanor Roosevelt, which at the same time I still find confusing on how that's allowed. Like I still am, but that is there.
Teddy there? I don't think it's very fair for a British bulldog to melee with a teddy bear.
You must be joking because Winston, I'm sorry to admit this, but I'm literally not going to lie when I say this. Theodore Roosevelt, he's literally the real. He's like, you remember the Chuck Norris memes from the early 2000s on where Chuck Norris is like all powerful and stuff? Well, essentially, essentially Theodore Roosevelt was that equivalent. I mean, Theodore Roosevelt also lived a few different lives at the same time. So and the teddy bear reference is just a thing when Theodore Roosevelt did not shoot a bear that was already crawled that was captured for him to hunt, since Theodore liked hunting for sport. So he likes hunting out in the wild, and so he got extremely mad when some of his companions actually decided a bear to a tree to kill it. So he refused to kill it since this was during the time of his presidency. He failed. He didn't want to kill it, so he ordered his men to shoot it instead, and that caused the toy company to make a bear and call it a teddy bear, and Theodore Roosevelt hated that, and that's where you get the teddy bear from.
To melee with a teddy bear. You're no man, you're an overgrown boy scout. I should stuff you in a pram just so you can throw your toys out. They put your fat head on a mountain to save face, but if Rushmore was a band, then you play bass.
Yep, you gotta admit. Jefferson on the drums, George Washington on the guitar, or whatever you know, because as you know, I don't know really that much about bands, other besides the singer and the drum player there, but still, so far, that would actually be a pretty good band. And I don't think either anyone of them would have very good experience playing instruments, but still would be a cool band. Yeah, so the bullet to the chest is where this actually happened to Theodore Roosevelt. Well, as he was running for the Bull Moose Party, the party that he made for himself since he was technically the Bull Moose, and it was essentially a mixture. It was essentially took away half the Republican points, which allowed Woodrow Wilson to take office in 1913, I believe. I could be wrong about that. So as he was making a speech somewhere, as I'm forgetting where a angry barber or someone came out and with a gun and shot Theodore in the chest, like right where the lung is, and so Theodore actually did the smart thing. He calmly, before he delivered his speech, he calmly coughed, and saw that there was no blood, and he literally laughed and said, he pegged me, and so then he made a speech for about 90 minutes straight, denying all medical attention until right after it, and it turns out that they can't remove the bullet because because, you know, that it would cause a lot more damage, so he left it in his chest until the very day that he died. And if you don't believe me, literally people say that, you know, if death would have came during the day for him, there would have been a fight. That is true. Theodore Roosevelt was very competitive and very strong. Wait, are those the Rough Riders in the background? Yeah, they are. They are. Just noticed that. As I see that in this background here for yeah, I see that the paratroopers in, so that's referencing the the beaches for D-Day, for D-Day. I can tell you who won, but just overall in general for the battle, I would have to say Theodore Roosevelt took on more hits on Winston Churchill. Churchill was able to make a few good hits against him, but not really anything. Anyways, I wanted to thank you guys for joining me in this video, and I will, and I will, and I will, yeah. I'm sorry, I like ate right before this, and I'm just getting the hiccups or burp out of it. I don't know at this point. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and all the copyright does belong to epic rap battles of history. Anyways, goodbye.